So Ronan, this is a demo here. Remember we arrived back at Costa on Saturday, and then you followed me, and on comms I was able just to talk you through what I was looking at, what I was doing, and I just thought that it'd be really helpful to do that again on video and give you a chance to watch it. It's a long video, it's 35 minutes, and I could break it up into sections, but I just think that if you just settle down, your wife's away, just settle down and just watch these through. I think it'll be very helpful to you. So we're setting off, and the important point about this is that we're in a car park and it's a Saturday. So I'm not going quickly, and I am deliberately keeping my head up so that I can use my eyes, and the camera is really good for this because, do you see, my eyes can see what this camera can see. So I am mindful of people on the right, a person on the right. I'm mindful of people that might be coming from the left, and I'm going to follow the exit sign. I can see a car in front of me, but what I'm going to do is to approach this give way sign very carefully, and I've been able to look left and right and make a judgment that I don't need to stop. I'm keeping away from the entrance to the garage, exit to the garage, and I'm going to go right at the roundabout. Like all roundabouts, the main hazard is always from the right, so I'm just going to pause because I can see that there's at least one car and now another car. Make sure that it's safe to go, pick your spot. I've got to look left, and then you saw that car signalling right to come where I had just come from. Look at the road position. I'm over right of Crud because it's a left-hand bend. That gives me a good view, and I know that this is a 30 mile an hour area, and it will be 30 miles an hour until I get to the 40 mile an hour sign. And again, if you look at where I'm positioned well away from the parked cars because I have to give all the parked cars at least 1.5 meters space. Now the light's on red, so I'm not going to go belting up behind the car and brake hard. In fact, by just coming off the gas, called acceleration sense, I don't need to stop and put my foot down. This car will accelerate more than 30, but I'm not going to chase it because I'm going to do 30 until I get to the 40 sign, and there it is. Look, mirror check, 40, and I'm just going to gently accelerate to 40 at the sign, not before the sign. Now hazard on the left, so I am left of Crud. Junction on the left, but I can see into it, and I move away from the parked cars. And there's a lot happening on the left. This car's turning left, this car's pulling out, so I'm just being very careful to make certain that I can see and be seen. So as this is a residential area, you will see where I am. I'm going to be just right of Crud. That keeps me away from the driveways, and I am keeping a good 2-second gap between me and the car in front. There's a sign for the roundabout, so mirror check, know what's behind me, because I may hopefully be able to straighten it, but I can't, so I'm just gently approaching the give way sign. I've got to stop. Now it's safe to go. Look left, signal left now, and then over my right shoulder for open lane check. No hazard on the left, so I can stay left. So no point going over to the white line because I can see far enough ahead to do the safe speed, and the safe speed is the same as the posted speed, which is 40. Now think escape route. If I go very close to the white car, that gets rid of my escape route. So I'm just going to just drop in here because my escape route is here. If this car comes backwards, if I go further on, I've got those two bollards and no escape route. Smooth and accelerate. Let this car go. That's courteous. Junction on the left. Nothing in the junction on the left. So no hazard on the left now, so I'm left of crud. Empty lay-by with a bus stop. No hazard on the left. Another roundabout sign. So just checking what is behind me. I'm going to have to slow down for the cars in front. Again, not getting close to the cars in front. Two wing mirrors. Can I see both wing mirrors? Yep, easy to progress. Look left. Signal left. Over my right shoulder. Open lane check. But it's smooth and it's progressive. I'm not accelerating and braking, accelerating and braking. I'm just gently going with the flow of the traffic. But what I'm not doing is I'm not being pulled along by a car in front of me to go faster than the speed limit, which is a very common thing that happens. So again, no hazard on the left. If I moved away from the access and egress to the petrol station, that would be fine. But my obs are far enough ahead. I can see if there's any movement on the forecourt to the petrol station. There isn't. Again, lay-by here. Nothing coming in or going out of the lay-by. So no hazard on the left. Stay left. So here's a speed change sign. Can you see before the roundabout? This tells me that it is now nationals. So obviously I'm not going to accelerate to 60 and hit the back of this car, but what I know is after this roundabout I can do 60 until I see a different speed sign. If I was going left, the speed sign is 50, but I'm carrying on here. So is there a speed sign here? Yes, there is, 40. So after this sign I do 40. And that's what you've got to be good at looking for. At roundabouts and junctions, there are usually and often speed signs. What you've got to do is to pick them out. And adhere to them. So again, here's my escape route. So if this car comes back, look, I can easily just pop onto the pavement. If the car was further on, I would be looking at the hashed area to the right of the car for my escape route. But because where the car is, I'm making judgment that that's the best place and the safest place to stop. And again, it's both wing mirrors, sometimes called tyres and tarmac, but I like the idea of looking at both wing mirrors. Straight ahead. Okay, so this is still 40. I haven't seen another sign yet. This is still 40. So presumably, there it is. Those are the national signs. So now I can go towards 60 if that's safe. But you'll notice that if you look at the crud, which is easy to see, I am right of crud for the left-hander. Then I come across the crud when I'm upright. And you can absolutely see where my tyres are. Gives me a good view around the corner, so I've got the view, and the crud is telling me how the road is performing. So I'm drifting across the crud now for the left-hander. So I'm just right of crud. Junction on the right. And after the bend, there's no hazard on the left. So I'm going to come across to ride left of crud. Now if you thought the road surface was bad and you stayed right of crud by the dotted white line, then that would be okay. But I've chosen to make the decision that the road surface by the curb isn't too bad, so I'm using it. Lay-by, move away from the lay-by. Yeah, so although the car is stationary, I don't know that there might be a person, it's Saturday, it might be a child, so I'm just giving a little bit of extra margin there. I can see around the bend, but I'm left of crud. Now if there's a big manhole cover or something, I might move away from it, but basically the mirror check, 40 at the sign. And I move away from the junction on the left. So I'm just right of crud, and the speed is 40. So there's a left-hand bend, there's a sign for it, there's a solid white line, so I'm just going to be just to the right of the crud, and you'll see how I just follow the shape of the bend. Can you see? I'm following the shape of the bend. And even though there's a car coming, I'm not going across the crud yet. I'm waiting until I've gone around the bend, and then I can cross the crud now. And I'm staying left of crud for the right hand bend. I'm not cutting across towards those solid white lines. That's something that you tend to do, and it's a really dangerous thing to do. So stay left of crud for the right hander. Now slow on the road. Another sign for a bend, and it says 20, maximum 20 it says. Slow on the road again, and now I can see the limit point of view disappearing. So I know this is a tight bend, it's got chevrons as well. So I'm just going to reduce speed and then stay right of crud just to drive round and keep myself safe. And the road surface there is pretty poor, so I'm going to choose the best spot. Again, no hazard on the left, so I'll come left of crud. Now this is a speed change sign, mirror check nationals, now I can go to 60. I've come over for the left hand bend. Watch my position, follow the shape of the crud. There it is. Lay-by on the left, so I'm staying out. No point going to left of crud next to the lay-by. And just after the junction, you see I went to left of crud because there's no hazard on the left now. And again, if the road surface was really bad, I might choose to be right of crud, but I'm not going to ride in the crud. I'm either going to be left of crud or right of crud, depending upon factors like stability, in other words, road surface, and the impact that has on my view. So slow on the road, just gently coming to a roundabout. Main hazard from the right, nothing coming, round the roundabout, accelerate smoothly, no hazard on the left, so I'm left of crud, but I am going to see a crossroads sign, and when I see the crossroads sign, look, I come across the crud. Poor road surface there anyway, slow on the road, just back off the gas a bit, and there's a car turning right, and hazards on the left, developing hazard on the left, the red car. So I'm going to look to see if there's any opportunity to overtake here, but there's a double solid white line. So if I drop back a little bit, I can see through the near side. Can you see? I can see the near side, and that gives me information about the next bend. So I'm going to go over to left of crud. That gives me the view around the corner. So is there an overtake on? Let's go and have a look. Not with the road signs saying, see, so the arrows say there's a solid white line coming up, so there's no point pushing the overtake there. I'm right of crud though. There's a junction on the right, but I can see nobody's there. Lay-by on the left, but you can see that I can see down the road because I'm just far enough back from the car and just over enough to be able to see far enough ahead. Left of crud for the right-hander, solid white line, so I'm preparing my overtake. Here's the dotted white line, and I can see a bend sign, so I'm just backing off the overtake. Road markings now, arrows on the road, and a hidden dip. Car turning right. So there's a bend to the right, so I'm going left of crud. Solid white lines. Near side view. And dotted white lines. Now this isn't an overtake opportunity only because the car in front is whipping on at 50, 55 miles an hour, and clearly there's not got to be no chance for an overtake in a 60 area if this car is doing pretty much 60 anyway. Watch the crud line as we drop down to Darlaston roundabout at Stone. So right of crud, now over to the right, mirror check, change to 50. So the 60 has become 50. Remember, near roundabouts, at roundabouts, before and after, there are speed signs usually. This one tells me I've got to go 50 until I see the next sign. Hazard from the left, watch it, it's okay. Poor road surface, very poor road surface there. Little roundabout coming up, so be mindful of what's behind me, because if there's nothing behind me I can straight line it, and if there's cars behind me then I need to be mindful of that. So always there's a main hazard from the right, you see a car turning, and now I can go straight across, left of crud. No hazard on the left, so I'm left of crud. And I have two roundabouts. I'm going to go straight ahead at the first, and maybe go left at the second. Main hazard from the right, just pause for that car, now over for this filter lane to turn left. Still looking to the right. Yeah, don't need to iron out the bend too much. And this is now 30 miles an hour. So at that junction, that roundabout, there were 30 mile an hour signs. Now if I didn't see the sign, I would be doing 30 down here anyway, because it just kind of has a feel, doesn't it, that it's 30, more than 40. I've got just an impression that's what it is. So just compromising the parked cars on the left, cars coming towards me on the opposite side of the road, and just finding that compromise. There's a little bridge here. Notice that I go over the bridge well to the left, not in the middle of the bridge. It's really important. You did that extremely well on Saturday. And now we're going to join the ring road, which is effectively a big roundabout. So the main hazard is always from the right. Just treat this as a roundabout. That sign says it must go left, and you can see the cars coming in. So I'm going to stay in the left-hand lane to go left, and there's all sorts of mayhem. So I'm just being patient. So this poor road surface, cars pulling across, yeah, I need to be sure that I'm seen. And if it takes me, what, 30 seconds or 40 seconds longer to be safe, I'm just going to stay here till I'm safe. If I launch myself off here and cause another rider or driver to change their driving plan, then I usually fail. In other words, if I set off and a car has to brake hard or change what they're going to do, then that clearly means that my timing was pretty awful. It's just often about timing. So we're still in a 30 mile an hour area. Junction on the left. Yeah. Let that car come out. Car wanted to turn right, let it turn right. That's courteous. This car's coming out. Now these cars are not allowing the car to move out, so that means that I can go. Light on green, junction on the left, keep away from the junction on the left. Crossroads, in the middle of the crossroads, and then no hazard on the left, so I can just gently stay just right of crud, because I see ahead that there's a junction here. So just right of crud, and there's street lamps, look, no repeaters. That reminds me that it's 30. And so I'm looking for, as I leave the town, I'm looking for the next speed change sign, and there it is. So mirror check to 50 now, and I'm still staying just to the right of crud because the road gently bends to the left. So I'm trying to make as few as lateral changes as possible, and there you can see absolutely that I'm riding to the right of crud for the best view and the safest position. Now across the crud for the right-hander. No hazard on the left, so on left of crud. And I can see the road bends to the left, so I'm just going to go across the crud when I'm upright. I see a crossroads sign, just gone past it, and so I'm just going to come off the gas, because this is a dangerous crossroads. Now a sign for bends. Double bends, reduce speed, it says. So I'm backing off. Over to the left, slow on the road, chevrons, drive round the bend. Now across the crud, I want the view. Drive round the bend. As long as I'm just right of crud, I'm safe, look. Yeah. junction on the right. I can now come across the crud when I'm upright. Now across the crud for the left-hander. Keep away from the junction on the left. Across the crud now for the gentle right-hander. This is good. Stay left for the right-hander. Go across the crud when I'm upright for the gentle left-hander. This is still 50. I haven't seen another sign, so it must be 50. And I'm guessing it's 50 because of the bends, and there's crossroads coming up now. So there's a good reason for it to still be 50. Here's the crossroads, look. And there must be a speed sign come there. It is speed change sign to 60. Mirror check 60. And I come across the crud because I can see far enough ahead to do 60, and besides the road bends to the right. So no hazard on the left, so I'm left of crud. And you can clearly see I'm miles away from oncoming cars. And I'm staying left of crud because I can see far enough ahead to do the safe speed, and the safe speed is the same as the posted speed, which is 60. Now there's a junction coming up, and there's horses in the junction. So I need to decide how I'm going to deal with this, and sometimes I like to move out so I can see into the junction, just like that. So I need to get away from the white line, but I need to keep away from the junction. That's exactly how to do it. Now across for the right-hander, now across for the left-hander. And you can see that I can easily do 60 miles an hour through these bends. Stay left of crud. So if I'm doing 60, then I can continue to do 60 until I see the next sign. Now there's no sign yet of a village, no sign yet of houses. So I'm carrying on at 60, perfectly safe. Here we are, still at 60. But then you get a feel, look, rough close. So there's a village coming. The village sign tells you there's a village coming. And you can bet your life then there's going to be a speed change sign. There it is, mirror check, 30. Come down to the 30, the sign. That's gear changing. Gear changing from 6 to 5 to 4. Got to be careful here, parked cars. The parked car indicate right to turn right. Quite safe. Keep off the white disc. Poor road surface. Horrible road surface there. Car coming out. I can see I can see driveways and stuff on the left, so I'm just going to go over to be right of crud. You can just see the tyres just right of crud. You might think visually that it appears as if I'm actually riding in the crud, but I can assure you that I'm not. The tyres are just right of crud, just where the shadow changes on the right of the crud. Right, coming to two roundabouts now. Straight ahead of the first, turn right at the second. But again, whether they're big roundabouts or small roundabouts, mini roundabouts, the main hazard is from the right. And you can see the junction there. But look, there is a turning here too on the left. So I need to be mindful that there might be a vehicle from the left. There it is. Keep an eye on that. Just slow down. Yeah. Progress in the right hand lane to turn right. Now keep off the right, keep off the white disc. Yeah. So this is still 30. And I'm going to stay at 30 until I see a sign that tells me otherwise. Good speed control. Yeah. Bit of a wide berth around the car. This car's indicating to turn right. That was good. Don't need to stop if my acceleration sense is good. But no hazard on the left, so I'm staying left, and it's 30. It's just 30. I need to be patient. I see crossroad signs, so I'm just going to go out right of crud to be more central for the crossroads. There is the crossroad sign, and you can see where I am. Here's the hazard on the right. Keep away from both. Hazards on the left and potential hazards on the right. Mirror check 40. No hazard on the left, so come left of crud. And we're going to take a left. Now you can see a pavement here and people walking on the pavement. So that means that if I'm going to turn off a main road into a minor road, and there's a cyclist anyway, I need to look specifically for pedestrians. And it's a Saturday, so there might be children. So here I am, just right of crud. I'm indicating turn left. I'm doing 40, but I wonder whether or not as I turn there's going to be a 30 sign. Do you think there will be? So let's have a look for it. Turning left, and you can just see it there. Can you see? Clear as day. 30 miles an hour, because I'm turning into a housing estate. So again, if I miss those 30 signs and I'm doing 40 down here, I'll fail my test, which is a tragedy really when I've ridden so beautifully to miss a sign and not to use my common sense that if I'm turning off a major road into a minor road, maybe there's a speed change sign asking me to go at 30 miles an hour. And sometimes, yeah, that sign might even be at 20 miles an hour. You might find a 20 miles an hour somewhere in a housing estate too. So give way, looking right and looking left. Look at that, no need to stop. That's good obs. Keep away from this sort of traffic calming. Now I know I'm going right at the roundabout, so I'm going to stay right. Main hazard from the right, nothing. Look left, look into the, oh, here's a car coming out of Tesco's, that's okay. Then go across, indicate right, and then I need a shoulder check to the right before I turn. Shoulder check now. And then shoulder check to turn left into the car park here. Ready? Shoulder check left. Now very slowly, be careful of pedestrians and children here. They might not be thinking about a motorcyclist when they're coming out from the hotel, having had a very nice time. I'm going to find somewhere to park, and there you are. So watch it, do your own commentary,